everyone, it's Zahava. Welcome back to the channel. As you may have guessed from this video's title, I have decided to do something completely out of character and allow a TBR jar to choose my August reads. Now, I know what you guys are going to say if you've been here a minute. You know that the difficulty that I have is because I'm such a mood reader, which is why I wanted to try for the month of August, allowing a TBR jar to dictate my reads. Now, I say dictate very loosely. The idea that I had in mind was to choose maybe 4 or 5 books, and from those 4 or 5 books that would be chosen from the TBR jar exercise, I would pick a minimum of 3 that I would have to read. And the reason that I want to do this is because I've noticed as the months go on that as I'm reading my preferred books from my TBR according to my mood, I'm actually ignoring a lot of the books that I have purchased in favor of other ones. So for example, my horror books and historical fiction books tend to fall by the wayside, as well as the 1 or 2 YA books that I may have squirreled away someplace that I just tend to ignore. So I thought that in an effort to get these books into the rotation and so that they could stop collecting dust, I would try a TBR jar exercise, and hopefully we can have a little bit of fun with that. So I did come to this video prepared, somewhat prepared. I went online to the readingnook.com.au and I printed out this list of reading prompts. There are 300 of these, so I will go ahead and link the website down below in the description if you guys want to go and check out these prompts and see if maybe they're right for you. I printed these on actually some matte sticky paper so that I can cut them out, and once I pick out the TBR jar prompts and choose my books, I can then stick these down in the reading journal. At least that's the idea. So then it takes them out of this rotation, but it also takes the books out of the rotation and forces me to read them, and it's just a way to remind myself that the reason that I read that book when I read that book is because the TBR jar chose it for me. So this is one method that and I think it probably is the method that we're going to use for this video, but I wanted to talk to you guys about another method that I found online, which is actually a creation from a fellow YouTuber. So I'm going to show you guys what that is. Now, in all honesty, I had recorded this video before, but I had to re-record it because when I tried to do my screen recording, it didn't actually save properly or potentially even record properly. And because I was talking at the same time as I was describing what was happening on the screen, I couldn't just re-record it because then the voice and what you saw on the screen would be out of sync. Like, it wouldn't make sense. So I had to re-record it, but it's okay because you guys are worth it. And I really think that this is going to be a fun tool for a lot of you guys and that you're going to end up probably using it, because I know for certain I will. I just don't think I'm going to use it in August. I think it's going to be, because it's kind of got like a different flavor, and I'll show you guys why. So let's head over to the computer screen. So here we have the tbrmachine.com. This is a randomizer, and basically what you do is you press this button and it will generate a category round about here for you to choose in order to read. And as you can see down here, it says, please check out my booktube channel on YouTube where I talk about bookish things. So when you click on that, it shows you Penny the Paperback Cat, who is the creator of this TBR machine, who I have just recently subscribed to because, like, honestly, her thumbnails are super duper cute, and I am going to go probably on a booktube binge to see more of her videos. And also the hair, like, how amazing is her hair? So yeah, so I have sort of putzed around with this a little bit this morning. If you click the randomize button, here's an example of one thing that it says: read the lowest rated book on your TBR. Ooh, yeah. So you see what I mean? It's like a little bit unhinged. The next one says, read a horror book. Okay, a horror book. Read a book with an animal on the cover. Read a book written for a middle grade audience. Read your most recent book purchase. Read a book by an author of a book you disliked. That's actually a really good one. So I think that this could be a really fun random prompt generator that I could see myself using eventually. But for the time being, because I did print out this list of 300 different prompts, what I plan to do right now is I'll put it on an audiobook, I'll cut all these ones up, and then I'll get them into the TBR jar, which I'm hoping will be this little teapot right here, because I don't actually have a TBR jar and I don't want to use anything like a mason jar that might be see-through, because it's kind of more fun if it all fits in here. So that's going to be the idea. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, cut up everything, and then we can get to pulling the prompts out and choosing the books that we're going to be reading in August. So I'll see you in a little bit. Right, you guys, so I am done cutting up all of the little labels. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I don't know if I'm gonna fold them because I don't want the sticky back to come off, which I'm afraid might happen if I fold these into two or make them really small. So what I thought I would do is just kind of throw them into the jar, and then I'll just leave them kind of as they are without being folded up, and I'll just kind of go in blind. So right now you can't see it because I'm kind of off camera right now, but I am kind of putting them into the jar just like that. There's 300 of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and shush my hand around, and then we can go ahead and pick from my physical TBR 4 or 5 books. Let's say we'll do 5 because that's more fun for the video, and then or like even yeah, we'll pick like 4 or 5, and then I will commit to reading those for August. Okay, so I decided to stay in this room because I think it's just going to be better for the lighting if the background is just a little bit busy, but you guys know what it is when you're here, right? But we're here to talk books, not business. So I'm not looking, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one book, and this is, I'm not going to show it to you guys because like I don't know if it'll come onto the camera. It's probably upside down. I don't know if it's going to be like, I know that when Books with Emily Fox does this, she always shows you first and it always ends up being upside down. So that's probably what's going to happen with me too. But let's have a look at what it says. It says, features a magical object. I don't know what books I have that feature a magical object. I have to think about that. I'm actually going to have to Google that to see what Google suggests to me for books that feature a magical object, to see if I have it. So I actually found a list of items that would fit this category on Goodreads. And of course, Gareth Brown's The Society of Unknowable Objects is on this list, but I don't happen to have a copy of that book.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so What the River Knows is on the Goodreads list, and I think I have a copy of What the River Knows, so let's see if we can go find it. Okay, yes, you guys, we have our first successful TBR jar pick. I happen to have a copy already of What the River Knows, and this is a great example of why an exercise like this is super important when it comes to a mood reader like me, because I literally have been choosing any other book besides this one. Not because I have any kind of disdain for the book itself, of course not, because I bought it, so I would have been interested in it at some point, at least interested enough to buy it, so I would have read either a blurb or, you know, I would have heard people talk about it, or the reviews would have been good, etc. But because I'm such a mood reader, this one always seems to fall by the wayside. Like, it's never a book that I reach for and say, okay, I'm going to sit down and read it. So we have our first successful pick, and that is going to go into our pile of 5, of which I am committing to read at least 3. So, all right, that's number 1. I've put the little ticket inside the cover of the book so I don't forget it. If I pick something and I don't have a book that responds to it, I'm just going to put it back in the jar and I'll just pick it up again at a later date. Okay, so the next one that we are going to pick is, okay, this one kind of came to me, but I'll see if I can show it to you if it comes in. Okay, so what does it say? It says love triangle trope. Oh no, I don't know if I'm actually going to have a book that fits this because I don't read romance. So a love triangle trope? Okay, I'm going to have to go to Google or Goodreads to see if they can find a list with a love triangle trope that I might already have the book. So I'll be right back because I'm going to edit out the time that you guys are waiting.
1 eternity later.
Okay, you guys, so it's been a few minutes and I have not been able to find any books that I might own already which have a love triangle trope. So I'm going to put this one aside and we're going to pick another one because that's not working for me and it'll have to go back and just be part of another TBR jar pick at some other time because otherwise we're going to be at this forever. So, okay, so let's pick another one. The next one is, I don't know if you guys are going to see it the right way or not. I think if the numbers are on that side, I have to turn it round. Okay, so this one is going to be one that has more than 1,000 pages. Oh my God. Okay, I have one in mind, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. I'm going to pull it out in the spirit of this video, but I don't know if I'll be able to start it or finish it. So let's go find it. Right. So I think that this book is going to win by default because it is the only book that I currently own that has over 1,000 pages, and that is Stephen King's The Stand. Now, I'm going to pull it out and put it aside, but I am not making any promises that I'm actually going to read it. So you have to wish me luck if you want me to read this one, but I know that they're making a screen adaptation of this, so it's probably good for me to get familiar with it and stuff. And also, I am reserving the right to DNF books that are really not working for me. So I'm gonna hold on to this one because this is what we committed to, and that is the point of having the TBR jar in the first place anyway, isn't it? Right? Because this I would have eventually probably unhauled if I didn't have the TBR jar. So I think what I can commit to with the stand is at least to try it. And then, you know, but I'm over 1,000 pages. I don't know if I can commit to that, but I can commit to at least trying it. So we will accept this one and we will go for book number 3. I'm shushing around the jar. I'm shushing it around. I'm not looking at anything. I'm pulling out one. I think it's just one. Okay. And that is... I don't know what that says. Okay, so I have to read it. You guys saw it first. It says about a family secret. Okay, I could get behind that. So let's see if we can find a book that I already own that is about a family secret. I think I may have just picked one up in a recent book haul. I actually do have a book that responds to the prompt of the family secret, and that is another book that I was actually putting off reading in favor of other books. So this is a great way to get this book to sort of move up in the reading priorities, and that is going to be Liane Moriarty's The Husband's Secret. So clearly, The Husband's Secret, a family secret. We are responding to the demands of this challenge, and we're going to add that as potential book number 3 of 5 that I am committing to reading for the month of August. Next, we will look at another one. Oh my God, I'm scared now. I think I got the worst one though. Like I think literally the one that was like 1,000 pages, I couldn't just jettison that one because I do have a book that's over 1,000 pages. So I just wish like I had had some Brandon Sanderson or something like that. Like if I had The Way of Kings, I think that's over 1,000 pages and that would have probably been a much more fun book to read than Stephen King's The Stand. But here we are. So we'll do the next one. Okay, the next one, I flipped it over too fast for me to see, so you guys will see it first. Okay, I don't know what it says. It says, has multiple points of view. Okay, this is great. These are some of my favorite books to read. I'm actually reading one right now, but it's July, so I don't think it counts. But it has multiple points of view. I'm actually going to not have to look at a list for this because I'm actually reading right now The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne, which is number 2 in the Bloodsworn saga, and it does have multiple points of view characters. So I get to read in August The Fury of the Gods, which will be great because it's both going to end the series for me and respond to this reading prompt. So that's going to be lots of fun. It's a big book, but unfortunately only has about 500 pages. So I can't even swap out the Stephen King book for this, but I'm happy with that because that's one that I know has multiple points of view. And this is one that I have been wanting to finish, a series that I want to finish. And because I'm reading the second one in the series right now, this will enable me to at least finish 2 complete series this year, which I would really like to do. So, because it's really kind of pathetic that I'm not able to do more, but I'm going to leave this one as book choice number 4. And then that leaves us with just one more that we're able to choose. And I'm going to try not to look. Okay, so I'll show it to you guys first. 5-star, I don't know what that says. Prediction. Ooh, 5-star prediction. What book do I have that I predict will be 5 stars? I have to think about that. Okay. I'm going to pause this video and come back to you. What book do I have that I think might be a 5-star? I don't know. I have to think about it. There's so many. I have so many books. I have like 300 books. Okay, you guys, so I've decided not to cheat. I decided to go with my gut, and I feel like a 5-star prediction for me is going to be, are you ready for it? Pride and Prejudice in Space. Now, if I'm honest, I probably would have picked this book up on my own anyway as a priority read. And I think that maybe in a little way I'm kind of cheating because the whole point of having the TBR is to choose books that I wouldn't normally choose, and I'm pretty sure that this is one that I would normally choose. However, the TBR jar prompt says to choose a predicted 5-star read, and I really feel like Pride and Prejudice in Space, if it's done well, is going to do that for me. So this is what we've got. We've got Pride and Prejudice in Space. It's got the most beautiful glossy pages, full color images. You guys really have to get yourselves a copy of this one. It's fantastic. Then we have The Fury of the Gods. We have The Husband's Secret. We have The Stand. And we have What the River Knows. So there you have it, guys. I'm having a little trouble holding it up for you, but it will respond to the TBR jar prompts for the month of August. I'm hoping that this is going to work for me because, again, these are some books, with the exception of a couple, which are Pride and Prejudice and Space and the Fury of the Gods, I probably would not have gone, honestly, for the other books. So it's a good thing, and I'm going to try and stick to it. I don't know if I'll get to them all in August, but I will try at least to start them all. I will probably not start The Fury of the Gods in August, in all honesty, because I know that that one I'm going to devour. So before I do that, I'm going to force myself to start The Stand, and I'll let you guys know if I continue with it or if I end up abandoning it, which I kind of think I might. But in any case, that is going to bring us to the end of this video today. I hope you guys had a good time. Please let me know if this is a video that you like to see, and I can make more of those because it helps me, and hopefully it's entertaining for you guys as well, because you get to see at the same time the books that I'm not inclined to choose, if that makes sense. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't really want to say anything, but you'd like to leave me a comment, please put a little, I don't know, butterfly or a moth down in the comments so that I know you were here. And I will see you again in the next video. Ciao for now.